Hope everybody's having a good day. June 17th, Father's Day 2018. I'm going to talk about what I dreamed last night because I had another thing come back up again. That's the second time on parts of it. And the first dream was this. I dreamt that I was here at the apartment and I had the iPhone 7. And I was just looking at the screen. Well, it showed the town, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, on there. And then I looked at the screen and it was a picture of Bartlesville Public Library. Well, just remember the guy named Jacob Bartles, founded Bartlesville. And Jacob's trouble. Just keep that in mind. Well, then I looked closer at the screen and it was a school named Cass, that I went to years ago. And CASS, Cass High School. And, I looked at it, on the screen. And as I looked, it changed back to here, where I'm sitting. The dream did. Looked at the name Cass and it said, different meanings of it were like, meaning a case or, treasurer, things like that. And this dream, is pointing toward America's case. Her pride, being held against her, talking about a court case. I feel, conviction that it's leaning toward. So the dream changed back to here where I'm sitting, and then all of a sudden a real big earthquake hit. And all the drywall that's in here was falling down, all around me. It all fell off the ceiling and the shaking was very violent. And as I sat on the sofa, I don't know how none of the drywall didn't hit me or I didn't get hurt in it or anything like that, but it all came down, and I mean it was a violent earthquake. And then, as I sat on the sofa, and it shook harder, like the next split second when it split, or when it shook harder, words come out of my mouth, spur of the moment. I'm not going to repeat what they were, but they come out of my mouth, and, all the drywall was just coming down, and the whole thing was over. All that damage happened, in about 2 or 3 seconds. And I never was hurt or touched in any of it, but all the sheetrock and everything busted and everything fell down, in this apartment. And so, all throughout this dream, I kept hearing the song by Van Halen called "I'll Wait." And the chorus, it says, "I'll wait till your love comes down. I'm coming straight for your heart. No way you can stop me now, as fine as you are." And America, was a well-favored woman, her Babylonian church. And, she was lifted up in her beauty. And, I feel heavy conviction. That means that God's going to visit pretty soon. I don't know what the date is. I don't set the date because He didn't give it to me. But I feel that God, is going to come down at some point, and America and everything in it's going to be powerless, to stop it, from happening. And no way you can stop me now, as fine as you are. And that's Van Halen, "I'll Wait." And you know, it talks about, you know, in the song, you know, about photography and, you know, the image in a magazine, and, you know, it's hard to make out, and you know, the woman, you know, Babylon is hard to make out. So, the second dream I had last night was I dreamed that I was fishing, you know, and I was catching some fish. And, you know, the scene changed, and, you know, I was fishing all the coves, and there was another song. It was by Red Rider called Lunatic Fringe, was in this dream. And it was to the specific part where it said, you know, I can hear them like play out along the walkway, or, you know, something like that. And then I said, well, that's the Rainbow Bridge. It meant all of that time, and I feel heavy conviction, you know, it's saying sin is red, and you know, sadly, a lot of them, you know, have believed a lot of stuff that was said in America, you know, that wasn't true, and sin, you know, was red, and, you know, took the American ride, and, you know, that song describes that. Just play it, it describes that. And, you know, we're supposed to be fishing for Jesus, and I was fishing all the coves, you know, on the lakes and stuff in this dream, all over everywhere, and I kept fishing, you know, and I woke up, and I'll just say that my opinion is this: I feel judgment is likely next week, but I'm not setting that date because I wasn't given that date. Just my opinion is I feel that it's likely. With the peace thing and, you know, Pyongyang and all this stuff that's going on, you know, all of a sudden. And that's the second dream, you know, I've had of that catastrophic earthquake, you know, here. And the funny thing is it's in Georgia, and they ain't had one like that I know of in Georgia. And that's the second time that in my town I've dreamed of it being shaken down all of a sudden. And that first dream, everything was just pretty much reduced, you know, to just rubble. I mean, there was nothing standing in that first one. And the way this shook last night, it was the same way. And yeah, that TV, they have a strobe light going on it for some reason right now. And that's what I dreamed last night, and thought I would share that, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.